The Deputy Attorney General apparently knew about President Trump's plan to fire FBI Director James Comey before writing a memo recommending his dismissal. Senators said Rod Rosenstein indicated that during a closed-door briefing yesterday. His memo criticized Comey for how he handled the investigation of Hillary Clinton's emails. The White House said President Trump based his decision to fire Comey on that memo. Rosenstein will brief members of the House later today.
CBS News Chief Washington correspondent and Face the Nation moderator John Dickerson is with us. John, good morning.
Good morning, Charlie.
So where are we in all of this?
Charlie. Where are we? Well, okay, the president is obviously created a condition where something he called a witch hunt now has bipartisan support. Robert Mueller has been praised by Republicans and Democrats. There's that track going on. The president's trying to get the track, and his team are trying to get back to what they should be talking about, which is his domestic agenda. And he's about to go take this big foreign trip, which they've spent a lot of time working on, and which gives him an opportunity to put himself on the world stage and put forward his agenda for the world.
So are we going to see 3 investigations at the same time, the House, the Senate, and the special counsel?
That's right. And you've got House and Senate Intelligence Committees plus the Judiciary Committee, and they all want a piece of this to talk to James Comey. They want to see those memos. There are more than one, and they want to hear from him as well. And then, of course, you've got the special counsel, which will always be out there bouncing along new possible revelations, but also reminding everyone that the president has now has this narrative or these conversations he had with Comey, which are different and separate and a different problem than the Russia investigation.
And are there any tapes?
Well, are there tapes? And also, how detailed are these memos? Because the key question is, did the president know what he was doing? Or was he just an inexperienced guy saying to Comey, hey, can you stop being so focused on this? If it's true from the papers that Director Comey kept telling him, look, we shouldn't be having these conversations, and yet he persisted, then that gets you into a condition where the president is knowingly doing something rather than just being an inexperienced guy who doesn't know the particularities of the way you're supposed to behave.
The president seems to be at odds with Rod Rosenstein in terms of the importance of the memo that Rod Rosenstein wrote in the firing of James Comey.
Right. Well, the Rosenstein memo, which is the one that first the White House said this is why the president made his decision. Now we've learned no, the president was going to do this anyway. And the reason that's a problem is that it's not only it's a ragged story, exactly why did you do this, Mr. President, but it also puts Rosenstein on the hook a little bit. His reputation was referred to several times in explaining why this really had nothing to do with politics, because he is supported by Republicans and Democrats. But then when it looks like the letter might be a cover for another reason that Comey was fired, that's what creates credibility problems that go outside the president and spread into his administration.
By all accounts, this has been a very bad week for the Trump administration. What are you hearing from his supporters about how they feel about the job he's doing and how this is all unfolding?
His supporters feel like he's doing a great job. He's in there swinging and fighting for them.
You see no chinks in the armor there?
Not really. I mean, because for a couple of reasons. One, they see the challenges he has as more proof that there is this swamp he's trying to fight through. They hear him when he says, look, I got this deal with China to get beef sold in China for the first time since 2004. They think the press is against him. And the reason this is important is that it's a feedback mechanism, because the president hears this and says, these are the people who supported me. They're the ones who got me into office. If I'm okay with them, I can continue doing what I'm doing. Forget all this criticism.
On the other hand, within the White House, we keep hearing reports there will be a staff shakeup. There will be a staff shakeup.
Right. And then you talk to other people in the White House and say all those stories are overblown, which in the old days when covering other administrations, the minute they tell you that the stories are overblown is about 20 minutes before those staff shakeups happen. Yeah. So it's quite hard to say, but there is a lot of talk about that and from our own reporting, and so I suspect something's coming.
Yeah, I never think it's good when the word embattled is used in front of your name. To me, that the clock is ticking. Thank you, John. Always good to see you.